Welcome to the 2023 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. Thank you for joining me on this brief Sunday edition, July 23rd, 2023. Today we're just going to be talking about a lot of things related to earnings and the student loan crisis and the AI crisis, the automation crisis that's going to be taking part in this country. Now, we're just going to touch on a few of these things because a lot of these things are going to be ongoing and developing as we get into late summer and early fall. Many companies are trying to save money. Many individuals are trying to save money and tighten their belts, their credit belts, as things go into the slowdown here in America and in the Western world in general. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest interpretation of financial news. We're not financial advisors, but we interpret financial news as it comes in from the various news sources. Thank you for your support. And ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. So right now we have American Airlines. A lot of people are doing summer travel, and American Airlines and a lot of companies are trying to work out contracts with the pilots. You know, we've had strikes before, and now we've gotten strikes, and we had strikes in the actor industry. I'm sure you guys seen that, the strikes with the actors and writers. Now we could possibly have strikes in the airline industry. You know, they're always trying to negotiate pay and other perks. So American Airlines sweetened its labor contract ahead of a planned ratification vote. They offer about $1 billion after the United deal. So United worked out a deal, and now American Airlines is trying to work out a deal here. You know, they're based in Miami and DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth, and places like that. And Charlotte, their hubs, main hubs anyway. And so they worked out a deal to increase the pilot contract by $1 billion. This would bring the 4-year offer's value to $9 billion and match United's pay rates, back pay, and other benefits such as sick time, life insurance, and life insurance, says CEO Robert Easom. Now, the thing that was very interesting is that, okay, everybody's matching. You have American, United, Delta, the big four, and Southwest, basically the big four airlines there in the American market. And the thing is that, you know, why are they waiting to be pushed to this? Why does it take a strike? Why does it take, you know, all of this drastic action? They're trying to pretend like, you know, the deal wasn't in the works months in advance with the many lawyers and all the litigation and stuff that was in months in advance. But what's interesting is that the article blames the prolonged pilot shortage. Now, we've been seeing shortages in other areas in labor force. People have been saying there is teacher shortage, there is a doctor shortage, there is a hospitality worker shortage, you know, because of people weren't getting tips, and now they were saying they were forcing people to get tips. You know, we all go to stores, and now they have an option where basically you have to give an automatic tip in some of these restaurants of 20% or more. You go to Walmart, they're asking for tips. You go to some of these stores, they have some of these discount stores, they're asking for tips. You know, you go to some restaurants and they're asking restaurants are asking for tips, even the fast food restaurants now. So is it really a shortage, or is it that these companies are cutting back on services provided for employees and stockholders? So let me know what you think in the comments. The new offer includes 21% pay bonuses and on par with United and Delta, says the Allied Pilots Association. So you know, one of the unions, these are probably the only two places where unions actually make a difference, is with the airline industry and with the the trades industry, like what we do. We used to have the steel workers and other workers like that. That's the only two. Otherwise, unions are beginning to die out and not serve their constituents that well. Now, America has a $1.7 trillion student loan crisis debt. Where is the call for wise student borrowing? So this article that was on Market Watch, I thought was interesting because I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, you borrowed all this money to go to school and, you know, you should be responsible for paying it back. But what about the predatory lending that's going on? What about those companies that charge mega interest rates like Sallie Mae and other companies that, you know, are they lost the payments? You was on a payment plan, maybe you were on a payment plan for your student loan, and they couldn't keep track of your payments correctly, and now they have to go back and make corrections, you know. So where's the call for predatory lending when they overcharge you for a degree? You come out and this is even for professional schools. People forget that doctors and lawyers come out with six-figure debt or more. Our engineers or PhDs, they come out with a lot of debt too. It's not just the people who did the liberal arts, quote unquote, degrees. So where's the accountability for the lenders on the situation? But they know they're not going to have that because the lenders get, just as well as I know, that these schools get unlimited borrowing power, unlimited lending power because the government backs all these loans. So, they can raise tuition to whatever they want, because there's no checks and balances there. So this article comes and blames the students, saying that, oh, look, we have a $1 trillion crisis. Now, it is the students' fault that sometimes they didn't choose a major. Let me put that out there. It is the students' fault that they didn't choose a major that, you shouldn't go to a major in gender studies or, basket weaving 202 or whatever, because obviously we don't have enough jobs in that type of market, obviously, in the America or in the Western world at all. But at the same time, these predatory lending practices, these bogus schools that start up and they've closed, nursing schools, other schools you've seen that were busted by the agents for giving out bogus degrees, and these students had to pay back these kind of money. It's really, really sad, So the average student loan debt is $37,000. I think it's actually higher, but that rises to $51,000. It says here for private student debt. Okay, makes sense. The average starting salary was $55,000, and herein lies the problem. Most students coming out even with a professional degree are not starting out with a high salary. I know that social media makes it seem that way, but they're not starting out with a high salary. Even in the STEM fields like engineering and all that, they're not starting out making $250 or $300K. They're starting out more closer to 90, $100K, if that, after taxes, guys. So, that's the problem that we have. But who's gonna pay for all of this debt? Mainly, the taxpayer is gonna pay for all of this debt. You and I, and even if we have loans, that's not related to student. People forget that it's not just the student loans. They have to pay the teachers, right? They have to pay the teachers. They have to pay the staff. That's where the loans exist. The loans exist to help the university pay the teachers, the staff, the faculty, the part-time staff, the custodians, the workers, the groundsmen. Everything is a cycle, and that's where the money is coming from. So now we have the Dow Jones is still going up. People are happy about that. It's great news. The stock market's going up. The economy is looking good. Supposedly, AI investment is booming here, according to this article in CNN Business. But underneath the economy, we know that there's a lot of problems. We know that the economy is slowing down. We know jobs are slowing down. We know taxes are going up. And so artificial intelligence, while it may take over some of our day-to-day jobs, we still need humans to check this work. We still need humans to fix these machines that are going to break down. Even though they don't get tired and machines don't have grievances, they do break down, they do malfunction, they do have misunderstandings. AI can't understand everything that humans do, so it may interpret something one way, and you may interpret it a different way. And so this may be another bubble. That's what CNN Business article was stating, that a lot of this investment is fear of missing out, FOMO. We've seen that with the dot-com bubble back in the early 2000s, if you guys remember that. We also seen that in the bubble that people were bringing up with the electric cars, how Tesla was going to overtake Toyota, Honda, and Nissan, and all these guys, and they were going to be the number one. We've seen that kind of bubble. We know that America doesn't have the infrastructure to support electric cars until about 10 more years from now. But right now, you're seeing right here, this could be venture capitalists are investing heavily in these AI companies. They invested $11.2 billion the first quarter of 2023. They invested $4 billion in the second quarter of 2023. But that does not mean, in this chat GDP is good, no doubt. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. It's good. Chat GPT saves time on a lot of people's answers to questions they have on the internet. And it is, but it's bad in the sense that it has everything. It monitors all your speech. Like Siri, it takes all of your stuff and sends it to the company, the big brother, and they record it, and they, pump out this AI stuff to us in the world. So it's a bubble, but it depends on when this bubble is going to burst. Nobody knows when the bubble is going to burst. It could be 3 years from now. It could be next year. We don't know. But the Fed's decision and big tech earnings highlight the busiest week of the summer. This is going to be the busiest week as we head toward August. The end of July and August is crucial. Microsoft, Alphabet, Meta are going to be the earnings to report quarterly results this week. The Federal Reserve will announce its latest policy decision on Wednesday, and everybody's expecting another little 0.25% increase in the benchmark rate. Could this be the last rate hike of the year? It could be, but I still think there's one more rate hike coming sometime in September and October. That'll be the final rate hike. So let me know what you think in the comments. Will the Federal Reserve hike the rates this time and do one more rate hike, or will they hike the rates this time and stop and then just leave rates unchanged for the rest of the year? That is a crucial question. As you can see, the Fed funds rate right now is at 2.5%. So another hike would put it at 5.5%, and that's where they say their target would be at. This will be the highest level since 2001. And so let me know what you think. Are they going to stop at 5.5, or are they going to continue to go? Yahoo Finance and other economists believe they're going to stop at 5.25, and that's going to be the upper limit. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has been kind of hawkish or dovish about his statements, and he said that he will continue to do whatever is necessary to bring down inflation. Inflation is not going anywhere. As you know, this economy sucks. the inflation is going to be super high, and food, gas, the transportation, everything. It's going to continue. Obviously, it's not going to be 2%. So they have a choice to make. Do they raise inflation, or do they stick with their guns and just continue to raise rates despite this horrible economy that we're going to be in? Now, this is not going to change. We still have another year to get through, 2024, 2025, or 2 years really, before we start seeing the effects of all the money printing from the infrastructure bills and all the other bills that they're passed, in lieu of everything else that's going on. So be vigilant, continue to prepare, as best you can. Obviously, we can't be prepared for every situation, but continue to prepare as best you can as a individual, a family, and a corporate neighborhood group unit. And I think we'll be okay as time goes on in America, Europe, and the rest of the world, Asia as well, and Africa as well. So thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your Sunday. Get out. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy the great air quality now. Most countries, part of the country, I heard, is a moderate air quality, so it's not as smoky. Everything is good. And yeah, just be blessed. Okay, I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for listening. Take care.